Skipper is angry. Have you ever wondered how the Madagascar movies were successful that they just needed a TV show? I know why. We needed the penguins that go by the names such as Skipper, Kowalski, Private, and Rico to tell their backstory and see the adventures they go on. What a lot of people don't know is that the show was only meant to have one season. But did you know for a fact that there was a word last episode of the series? Well, you'll eventually hear about it. Hello, my name is Chloe Carmichael. I am a 10-year-old girl who is Timmy Turner's next-door neighbor. When it comes to weird TV series and title cards, you'll never know if it's nightmare fuel or whatsoever. I have sometimes had a problem with when a TV show plays an episode that doesn't look interesting to me. There was a lost episode of The Penguins of Madagascar that I managed to counter myself. Seemed pretty funny throughout the entire episode. One day, my parents went out to a party at a friend's house the rest of the night. They went to home where he ended up my new brother named Ben. I almost forgot about special surprise I planned to give him, so I went on eBay and went to search for Dora the Explorer DVDs. At the very bottom of the third page, there was a DVD named The Penguins of Madagascar, Lost Episode. It was poorly written in a blue Sharpie, and the DVD itself had no case, and it looked burnt. The good thing was that it was only 20 cents. I thought it was too good to be true, so I bought it along with Dora the Explorer DVD. Both of them arrived in just 35 minutes. Quicker than I thought, I said in my mind. So I went upstairs with Ben, popped in the DVD player. A little menu came up, and went to episode selection. I saw that the Dora DVD only had 5 episodes, so I picked the first one. I left the room so he could watch the DVD while I ate dinner. When I was eating spaghetti, the lights flickered and the power went out for a minute. Ghosts? I said to myself. Oh well, there was a strong windstorm a week ago. Right when I was about to eat my chicken noodle soup, Ben burst into the kitchen, looking as pale as a sheet. Chloe? His voice seemed weak. Are you okay? I asked, worried. I felt his forehead and noticed that his temperature had gone up. Why did King Julien push his girlfriend in the lava? My heart sank to rock bottom like a stone, but still I brushed it off. First I noticed I bought that Penguins of Madagascar DVD off the internet. Oh, I'm sure King Julien didn't push his girlfriend in the lava. It's probably just imagination. I reassured him. Now he needs to rest in medicine, I said. We got to the living room. After putting him to bed, I watched some Class 3000 in my room. 25 minutes later, I got curious as to what he saw. So I went upstairs, popped the DVD into the DVD player, and it began to play. I went to the episode selection and tried all the episodes. However, I noticed only one episode 1 worked, so I selected that. Man, I wish I could go back in time and take that back. The theme song was distorted and the animation was a bit blurry, but I could recall some scenes. The episode was called King Julien's Crush, with King Julien looking at the screen with his eyes wide open while having a happy expression on his face. The episode started the penguins at the food mart stealing some peanut butter Winkies. Private was hijacking a soda vending machine until he saw King Julien walking down the streets in New York City. Private was just sitting there, smiling as if everything was normal. Also, there was no anything except for faint static. And the screen cuts to another scene with Maurice speaking to Mort. The only problem was the audio was reversed. Luckily, I have a sound recorder, so I recorded the conversation and reversed it. Here's what I heard in Rick Brown. Mort. Sup, Maurice? Maurice. I've had a very bad day. Mort. Why? Maurice. I have a horrible bodyguard. Then Maurice begins crying, but it wasn't a normal cartoon crying. This crying sounded absolutely pain and miserable. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I tried to turn off the TV, but I wanted to see how it ended. The screen was static for a few minutes. That's when everything took a turn for the worse. I actually saw Kowalski down the penguin lair destroying one of the pipes. Not only that, he takes an axe and cuts off Rico's doll's head. Realistic blood pours out of the neck stump. Skipper, Rico, Private soon noticed this, and here's how the conversation went. Private. Skipper, did you forget to pay the water bill? Skipper. Private, we are zoo animals. Animals like us don't pay bills. Rico spits a pipe out of his mouth. Skipper. Thanks, Rico. Now I have water in our lair again. As Skipper, Private, and Rico look at their brand new pipe, Kowalski breaks in crying intensely. It didn't sound like the usual cartoon crying. It sounded like realistic pain crying. Also looks like the voice actor was actually sad. Kowalski, what's the matter? Skipper asks. Oh, Skipper, it's horrible. Kid Julia is bringing her girlfriend by the name of Vicky over, and she'll do horrible things to us. In the next scene, it was raining at Central Park Zoo. Our car pulls out to the gate of the zoo, driven by Norman Osborn from the Spider-Man movies and his assistant Vicky, King Julian's crush. He told Norman that she met King Julian at the zoo once and was planning to use his feeling for her to get him to buy an insurance policy. Inside the roof at King Julian's hut is leaking, and he's waiting for a roofer to come and fix it while getting ready for his rendezvous. I don't know how to say that with Diana. Back at the penguin lair, Kowalski was watching an episode of Charlie and Lola, while Skipper was bored beyond belief to the point where he was willing to do another crime in private. It cut back to King Julian's hut. Oh boy, where was I? Oh, right. As King Julian lets Vicky in, he is hit by the bulb Mort froze for Maurice to fetch. King Julian tells not to annoy him or Vicky. I fast forward through the episode to see what Ben told me about King Julian tossing Vicky into the lava. I got to the scene. King Julian pushed Vicky's bag and down into the lava she went. I went to their credits, so it looked like it was written by a third grader. The writing looked like someone wrote over a brown crazy art crayon. I only recognized Tom McGrath and Eric Darnell's names as they worked on the original movies. The rest of them were people I never even heard of. The copyright notice at the end said, Copyright 2005 DreamWorks Animation, which was odd because the show didn't begin until 2009. I mean, the strange beauty of the weird front cover, Vicky B. murdered, that Kowalski rage scene, my forever man having a fever, everything. I confiscated the VHS as nothing like a Hispanic man who could attempt at fried beans. I felt confused, lost, disheveled. They explained to me that an DreamWorks Animation named Tom McGrath had left the microphone on and played with a Barbie doll. That explained the whole "he'll take your eyes" bit I heard earlier. He had also been stabbed in the phone with a stapler. I heard jokingly by a co-writer who was aiming the pen at the paper but actually stapled him. The whole Omegle brain thing was supposed to be a tie-in for a new Taco Bell promotional item, the Brain Lupa, a delicious pound of cow brain and a delicious mole sauce with sour cream. It made sense, I guess. The Barbie doll was also one of the toys that was going to come with the Brain Lupa Kids Pack, which didn't really make sense because the production cost would have been in the thousands, but they assured me it was a prototype and the real one would have been a cheap knockoff assembled at a Chinese sweatshop. Leave me there, alone, cold, couchless. There was nothing else on the tape I could explain because I smashed it. In fact, maybe you were one of the collectors. Maybe you were one reflecting light, and you spent so many years in pain that you couldn't even see it. After all, a lost episode comes after rain. Maybe it's more important that people don't see you as an actor or on a stage, but who you truly are, the people were right. I had spent so many years in pain to myself that I couldn't see everyone else breaking down around me. I could have been the illusion that people want to see. Turns out I wasn't that much of a collector, and I was simply infected with gonorrhea and herpes simplex B. A few days later, I was watching the Ellen DeGeneres show. It was on the other room, and I wasn't really thinking about it. That was until I heard the words, "Oh, and by the way, I'm really enjoying this brand new couch." I squinted hard, and it was Ellen DeGeneres' my couch. I didn't recognize the gimp leg, but it wasn't Ellen. It wasn't Ellen at all. The end.